You just tell me when you switch.
Done.
Hi! Hey everybody, welcome to Druid's Table. We are talking Monster Core from Pathfinder 2nd Edition tonight, as well as the Binder of Beasties from Open Legend, and we'll be shouting out a Kickstarter that's coming up in April. So without further ado, I'm Dan.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Jacob, and this is Larry, and you guys are about to witness some nerdy friends chat about some awesome stuff, and this is News and Reviews.
We need an intro. We're working on it.
Oh, did I butcher it that time?
No.
Oh,
like,
good.
Now it needs to
We need
cut
to
to our
take a drink
video.
now.
Drink
Drink.
and drink.
Drink.
Ooh. All right.
Before we dive in too much, I want to shout out that we officially have our producer, Mush,
Oh, yeah.
running in the background. She is doing amazing, but we might be shouting at her and stuff.
Rex
because-
hears us, though.
Good. How does sound resound in
Thanks,
your
Rex.
ears?
Apparently, he
tonight,
can
guys?
see us also, so that's good.
Unfortunately, I apologize, everyone. Something's going wrong with bugging on the chat overlay, so I'm going to work on that for next time. But thankfully, we have the highlight chat still working. So, Mush,
Keep
our producer,
commenting.
yes,
We'll
will
boost
highlight.
it. You'll see it.
Yes, so we'll figure it out.
Awesome.
You know, I think that's it.
I don't know.
Real quick shout out, actually, just for fun. Jacob and I, tomorrow, if you're in the Rochester area and you know Millennium Games, I think it is now the biggest game store in the United States.
Is
Yeah.
it United States?
Yeah, I believe so.
believe
Square
this
footage
now.
wise is the
Square
biggest.
footage.
Wow, it's wonderful.
It's
I would
a
have to say.
beautiful store. We are running from 11 to 3 p.m., 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow, a Goblin Gauntlet. Yes, something like 4 hours. Goblin Gauntlet, which is a Pathfinder 2nd Edition raid that Jacob has designed. Up to 12, maybe 14, if enough people show up. Players split into parties, assaulting an island.
Oh, I was
I'm
prepared for
really
30.
excited. Well, there you go. See?
Bring it on.
Anyways, I hope to see some of our local supporters there if you guys are able to make it out. But hope to see you there if you're in the area. And we're hoping to do that at that same rate on more conventions too. So
Yeah, and support their store because
yes,
they're doing some
support
amazing
Millenniums.
things there.
One last convention shout out. 𝕭𝖎𝖊𝖘
Yes.
is not this weekend,
It's
but
next
next
weekend.
weekend. And we will be there. Yes, the 12th through the 14th.
Wouldn't that be next weekend?
Yeah, not this coming weekend, but next weekend. So, yeah, join us there. Support Wes. There's going to be some cool people there, including, I think, Ron from Page. So I'm hoping to see him because we're really excited for Page 2 as well. That'll be next January. All right, that's enough convention shout-outs. Chicks. We got baby chicks.
We had Chick Cam.
And it's been really cold here, so they're in the studio with us.
We had a snowstorm.
Yay,
So,
in April.
Yeah. Yep.
It's awesome.
So,
Okay, well, I'm here to
Thank
talk
you.
about. It's good. Pathfinder's Monster Core. It's their remaster of the bestiary from Pathfinder 2nd Edition, along with all their other remasters we've been kind of talking about. I'm excited.
keep going. I'm just grabbing my phone. I want to pay attention to chat.
Sorry, I do have a slight cold. We're gonna
Yes.
battle our way through it. Most of my players have already dealt with me the last week.
Yes.
But the Monster Core has been released, and it is really awesome. There is some cool monsters. There's some monsters missing. We'll talk about it. There are some updates and changes. They made it better for like some of the lower level monsters. They lowered the AC, right? That's what
Yes.
you're saying. To make it so you're not TPKing all the time. Fun story. I think on all of my tables, the boar and the moose have killed the most players. A boar is a deadly creature in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I love it.
I did not know this. I knew rats were really scary.
Rats are up
so-
there, but boars surpassed. Boars have been, brutal, to say the least. So looking through the Monster Core, I've pawed through it quite a few times. I've pawed through it with my children. The first thing that really stuck out to me was the kobolds, which is really cool. They changed them a little bit. I got to find them because I took the page out. Hold on. But they didn't make them necessarily like dragon worshipping anymore, which I thought was really fantastic. So if you have the Monster Core, we're on page 210, just kind of taking a look at the kobolds. The one thing that really stuck out to me was the new magically morphic. It's an ability that they have that kobold eggs can absorb the traits of more powerful creatures and cunning kobold parents take full advantage of this. They like to take their eggs and try to put them by stronger magical creatures so that the eggs, as they're growing, absorb some of the magic. Of course, dragons are the favored target. They're still keeping to that, but and sometimes dragons do indulge kobolds and stuff, but they also look towards fiends, elementals, and things like that. So now it's no longer called the kobold dragon mage. That's what it used to be called now, or kobold, however you wish to say it. The kobold.
I was just gonna let you cook.
No,
That's great.
well, it's
I know. I say
it's
couple.
arguable.
I don't know.
Is it? Chat. I'm teasing.
Potato, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Tomato,
enough.
tomato.
Tomato.
Bones is in the house. What's up, Chris G?
Hey.
Bones is his character name in our Kingmaker game. If you guys want to
our
play an
heroes.
epic West March that we're hosting over on our Discord, check out our Patreon and come join us. But
Yes.
back to the kobolds.
I love you.
It's now called the Kobold Cavern Mage. I'm so sorry, chat. But they're really cool. They absorb the power of the creature. They're elemental, whatever it may be. And I just like that idea. I like the idea that they're not just dragon worshipping creatures. They have a little bit more flavor and stuff like that. Michelle, if you get a chance, it's on page 210 of the Monster Core. If you don't get a chance, it's fine too. But they still have their warrior and their scout and the basics there. But it's kind of cool to think that I just like the idea of like almost playing as like a group of kobolds and trying like your goal. It's like a one shot. Your goal is to try to sneak your clutch of eggs underneath or near.
Oh, that would be so
Like they're
fun.
kind of a fun little one shot, right?
Yeah.
To try to get your egg. Like, oh, I know where there's
Maybe a West March side quest.
Well, yeah, right.
Oh, nice. I'm following you.
I
now.
like it. 210. If you want to show the new image of the Kobold Cavern Mage, is actually on page 211 at the bottom right. What magic equipment can you make out of kobolds? Well, I mean, they are scaly, right? You make some scales and then infusing like their magical output. Maybe they're elementally infused.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, innards are always useful. For
Innards
something.
are and sausages. Oh wait, we're talking equipment.
Wait, easy target.
I was hungry. Kobold sausages.
Yeah, I love you.
Well, why does Dan do this to me? I was being like legit.
I was thinking like ninja stars out of their little claws.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
cool.
good.
Like electrified ninja stars or like.
Oh, that would be pretty sweet too.
Oh man.
Electrified ninja stars.
But the thing is kobolds are considered humanoid. So I mean, it's up to you. Would you use human skin for armor? I don't know.
A kobold might.
True. But yeah. So I like I said, the idea of like you are part of your kobold clan is you had a clutch of eggs and you want to sneak them, find the biggest, best magical creature you can and try to sneak them near that, and I just think that's kind of cool. Like you got to sneak into the layer, you got to put your egg somewhere where it's going to absorb the magic. I don't know. I just think that'd be kind of fun.
That would be great.
Does that mean that different, would a kobold, they may not do this, but theoretically, could a kobold put its egg somewhere different than the magic it absorbed when it was an egg?
Ooh, and then you get mixtures.
Right.
Ooh, I mean, why not, right?
I guess. Are they still kind of zealous for whichever group? I would assume they're still maintaining
Yeah, I mean,
that.
they didn't necessarily say that, but why not, right?
Yeah. I'm still at the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
Jake and Kristen know more than me.
Now, some kobolds will use ancient artifacts instead, too.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't have to be
that was-
magical
Oh,
creatures.
I forgot about that.
But I don't know.
That opens up so much play.
Right.
Like,
Because they might not even know like what artifact they have. They
Right.
just use it to have babies that are magical.
yes, right. I'm thinking mixing in like radiation or something now. It's starting to mix in modern or sci-fi. in
I
it.
don't want to set the world on fire.
So that was the biggest one that stuck out to me when I was looking through it, because I have a lot of players who actually enjoy playing like lizard folk and kobolds. Shout out to Chris from Australia or 𝕭𝖆𝖊𝖘.
Chris.
He's not in
All
here.
the Chris's
I'm not
in
gonna
our-
give all the Chris's. Yeah.
All the-
Or supporters.
It's awesome. But so I've really started studying the kobolds and stuff, and they're kind of fun to have as like a race and
yeah.
in the groups and stuff like that. So I like that whole idea because that could become a whole quest line. like I said, or a one-shot would be kind of fun. Magic radiation is a thing in my games. That's fantastic.
I love that. So with this, this book, they're trying to get away from Hasbro's IP, right?
Shh.
You do not say that here. And D&D and all that. So.
Yeah, that was the idea, was to get away from the OGL and focus on the orc license and stuff like that. And in doing so, though, I have sad news and good news. It's both sides.
Yeah.
There's no mimic in this book. But that's okay. Just go over to Roll for Combat.
I was just thinking that.
Just go over to Roll for Combat and you can play a mimic. Your character can be a mimic. Go Dragon Rangers. Listen, Austin, we're not doing this, okay? I already said no.
Oh, they could be a bunch of kobolds.
Okay, all right. Now I'm into it. Now it's okay because they're weak. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the problem. Oh my word! Actually, that's really funny if they all get set by their certain power for which color they are, and that's the Go-Go Rangers.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
You were born into this.
But so there's no mimic, but
No
that's
owl
okay.
bear.
No owl bear.
The owl
What?
bear does.
Mind
Guess who has a cool
thing.
bear? Roll for Combat's bestiary. I'm gonna keep doing this.
Yes.
They got a creature called a parrot bear. I probably should tell
Oh,
my wife
yeah.
to. I should have had her pull up the PDF for this because I'm gonna start referencing all their creatures. But they have a parrot bear. It looks really awesome. I actually almost killed some players with it. It looks kind of like an owl bear, but instead of owl, it's parrot. It looks fantastic. It's in their
Boom.
first bestiary book that got released, Battles of Bestiary. So
Oh my! Is that part of Indigo Isles?
they have it there. Yeah, that's whole
okay,
part of their
'cause the
setting.
sound
That's where.
feels
Yeah,
tropical and-
absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, Chris G, yes. They're all weak. Nah, take pack tactics, Jacob. They're not weak anymore. This is true. 1,000 kobolds could take down a level 20 hero, right? Let's test it out.
Totally.
Who wants to do it? All right, so what else stuck out to you guys when you guys were pawing through this book? Pawing. Because it's
LOL.
creatures.
That's
That's
Come on,
very
come
funny.
on.
It's good.
Scroll. Everybody drink.
I like. I'll keep talking. I like how they tried going more with the true mythologies of creatures as opposed to doing the old IP, which is the name we shall not say. So
They're making things their own.
Huh?
They're making things their own or sticking to the roots of where
yes,
originally
the
came
roots,
from, which I love.
I love the archons.
Yes.
That they have. They're the angel-like things.
Page 28.
Page 28, yeah.
Thanks, Mush.
They changed them to be actually more like the biblical angels. So they have like, there's one that's like has like a fire ring head
Yeah.
with eyeballs.
I'm looking
and
at it. It's
They
so...
look really cool. Like really cool, different design in it.
Well, they have like a terrifying feel to them, which is
And there's
great.
like multiple head one.
Yes, which I love
The
that
one that's
too.
like, I don't know, it's like a ram or something, or like a
Deer?
sheep looking, or is
Yeah.
it deer? There's like 3 deer heads and stuff like that. There's like,
I think it's pronounced Karna. See, there's no U after the Q, which throws me off. But Q-A-R-N-A. That's on page 27.
so they used to look more like angels, like, right?
Yeah.
Like with wings and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And now they look like these really cool, very unique creatures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. They look great. And thank you, Paizo, for the art because it's
Yeah.
you guys definitely put your time and money into this stuff.
Yeah. Now, this is probably a stupid question, but I'll ask it anyways. Is this was all part of the remaster then? Yeah?
Yes.
So they were kind of all planning to do this all together.
Yep.
Was the remaster in any way? You might not know this. Was it in any way connected with all the OGL stuff?
Yeah.
Or that's really why they did it.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
To get off of the licensing.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is good because they've organized
Yeah.
the books better. They've made entry point for new players a little easier. The core is more organized for building characters and stuff like that. It's like, so they didn't only do it just to get off the orc license. Like, okay, if we're going to do this, let's do it in a way where, first of all, we listen to our players. Like, part of the whole remasters, they lowered aid checks to 15 instead of 20. So now level 1,
Oh, that's
Can
nice.
act.
DC
Yeah,
20
we were
is
just talking about
DC
that
20
earlier today.
at level 1 is like very close to impossible to aid somebody. Where
Yeah.
DC 15, I know it's 5 points, but in Pathfinder, 1 point is a
That's
big
pretty
difference.
big.
Second
Yeah.
edition, at least.
That's still what were we talking about? On average, it's like 60% chance
Yeah,
success.
typically
now?
with your highest skill
something
at
like
level
that.
1.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a big deal. And they did change the way like trip and knockdown and stuff is handled. Where before it was like automatic. Now they have to roll. The creature has to roll.
Grapple-ish?
Yeah. Well, because like if a creature had like tail whip with a grapple, before it was like, okay, now they automatically do it if they want to.
Yeah.
Now they have to roll, which is kind of nice for the player's sake because it's like, it just automatically did it. You got a lot of people be like, oh, it just grabbed me? Well, yeah, it successfully hit you, so it grabs you. They made it so now they roll if it has the, in the creature stat block, if their weapon or their tail or whatever has like the trip trait, knockdown trait, grapple trait, they can take an action, but they still have to use athletics. Now they're not penalized. Let me slow down. Penalized by the map, multi-attack penalty.
Okay.
Because it's part of their whole trait and stuff.
Right.
So they get to roll their athletics or
That's a
whatever
nice
it may be.
balance.
Right. But they still have to roll.
Right.
Which I think is good. Because it is an active combat.
So now it's a successful hit, gives them the opportunity to try for it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
That's pretty cool.
which I like that.
Barry guys says it hit me once and beat my best save.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Jake, that was Jake. Right?
Yeah, it's always me, right? I beat up on 𝕭𝖊𝖘𝖊𝖘. 𝕭𝖊𝖊𝖘𝖊𝖃, we were talking about the boars earlier, how that's my most murderous creature. Right? And the moose in Pathfinder 2nd Edition is very deadly too.
Chris G says the new attribute system is my favorite so far. I do not miss 1 to 20 stats at all.
Yeah, the way that Pathfinder 2nd Edition does attributes is nice. The worst, I hate them for 𝕭𝖊𝖊𝖘𝖊𝖃 on the boars. They literally were like,
Worst.
we're like, should we go boar hunting? And the whole group was like, no, we're not doing that. And now they're higher level. We're like, not happening.
They're
not
never
doing it.
going back.
No, not doing it.
Almost got a spit take.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, honestly, Michelle, if you want to bring up page 43 of the picture of the Daedon, or no, that's the picture of the boar. I mean, they are epic looking creatures. At a level 2, I mean, they hit hard. First of all, their movement speed's 40, and then 40 HP at level 2, which is insane.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like
My
that's
goodness.
they're boars. Though I mean, if anybody's ever wrestled a pig, right? That's what TTRPG players do. They wrestle pigs.
I mean, kinda.
Nice. All right. I think the next thing on the list that we were going to look at, Kristen, you brought it up, right? Dragons?
Yeah. So the dragons are not... Their stats are not by colors and metals
Not
anymore.
chromatic or metallic anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Again, I assume
They-
OGL.
Yeah,
stuff.
oh yeah, very OGL.
yeah, so now they go by these five different types: arcane, divine, holy or unholy, primal, and occult. So what I was wondering is, like, do the dragons look like anything then?
Page 111.
You could make them
And
look like
on.
anything, and then they're just sorted underneath these kinds.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they
five
have
different-
suggested images, of course, on there, but but they're broken up. I don't know. I wasn't fully listening. Did you mention how they're broken up?
Yes.
Yeah, arcane.
five. Which
divine,
interesting to
occult.
shout out Roll for Combat again too.
Yeah.
That matches what they've been doing with the dragons.
Correct.
So you can't, like,
that
find a
everything?
blue dragon and know exactly what it's going to do.
Which is kind of fun.
Which is kind of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
and that's what you're saying. So not necessarily because of completely getting
Yeah.
rid of chromatic, they can be different colors.
They can be different. They can
Right.
look like different.
Which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can add like different streaks and like, I don't know, it feels a little bit more customary in a way.
Yeah. I always love for those who've seen Godzilla -1, I love the idea of the dragons powering up whatever kind of breath attack they have the way. That was such great
It's
imagery.
spine clicking in.
Yeah, and like the glowing, so then
Yeah.
the way you could tell the ability would be when it's already too late and the breath weapon is coming out.
You're like, oh no.
Oh, that's fire. Oh, that's lightning.
I guess you could tell with the primal because one of them is a horned. So
Ah,
but
okay.
the other
still-
ones are a
That's cool
mystery.
though. I like that. That means more out of combat rolls potentially too to figure out what you're facing.
Right.
Or what
Like the
you're
idea of like the
hunting.
recall knowledge, which the system
Right.
is well built for, which I enjoy because it gives players advantages on knowing more information about the creature.
More
And
monster
it's kind of cool
parts.
is your design is someone, the GM designing the dragon. If you wanted to modify a little bit, you can add, like you were saying, you can add in the whole clicking of the spines. Kind of like, I love that. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
I mean, the new dragon art's beautiful. It is. I have the book.
always-
Spoiled.
Yes.
But like they have a mirage dragon now, which is just so cool looking. I don't know. It is. It's a unique take. It's hard for me because I always grew up I always kind of liked the chromatic dragons. Like I like the whole idea of the theme of them, you know.
It is classic.
But go ahead.
No, I'm just laughing inside because I was thinking it's kind of, it's like classic. And then I thought about the show. Those in our Discord know what I'm talking about with vintage. Anyways, I'm just feeling old. Ignore me. But it is classic because did Dungeons and Dragons, I guess, did that? I'm not as familiar. Maybe chat, you can tell us too where the chromatic and the metal and the metallic came from. It was it Gygax and the dragons, or was there
I actually don't know. Chat probably
I don't know
knows.
either.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure because I know you and I've kind of studied more of like Arthenian dragons or European dragons or Japanese or Asian dragons kind of thing. Like,
right, which is a totally different animal.
Completely different. Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Right. So yeah, that's an interesting that's an interesting thing to consider. One thing I did notice a change was there's no more pseudo dragon. It is called a Fey Dragonette on page 127. So it looks just like the pseudo dragon, but it is now a little Fey dragon, little tiny Fey dragon.
Oh yes.
So they changed the name because the pseudo dragon is apparently also licensed by them. So
fascinating. Okay.
IOPC says it was from second edition in some ways.
Oh, thank you, Adam.
So thank you very much. And so apparently Rumble's where it's at, is what Chris G just said.
It's at. It's true. We're multi-streaming to both platforms.
Now Bones is in the house, in the second house.
I love that. I can see the door slamming open.
Yeah, he kicks the door open, his dwarven legs. Alchemicals ready to go. Who wants to taste more chemicals?
I love that.
Sorry.
Because you're referencing his character in our West March Kingmaker campaign. But Chris, in real life, is not a dwarf. He's anything but.
That's the funny thing, right?
It's so good. I love you, buddy. You guys got it. The Kingmaker West March game that we're running, it is in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Jake's heading it up, and it's been a blast just to be on the outside reading it.
Oh, yeah.
Kristen and I may be hopping in there as NPCs very soon. We got most of it set up. And I'm joining as a settler as well. So, a little spoiler for our supporters. I wanted to hop in there. It's been such a blast. And we're going to be pulling in some Roll for Combat content.
Oh, yeah. We have some really cool events planned that I'm pumped about.
And the play-by-post is just... you guys are awesome. For those of you supporters, Chris G, 𝕭𝖊𝖘, I can't remember who else is in that's running it. It's blast. Anyways, that's a side note. Are there any other monsters you want to hit?
All of them.
Yeah.
But, we can't go page by page.
I know.
I did want to talk about the scamps.
Oh,
who
yes,
were
yes, yes,
previously called the mephits.
Mephits, yeah. Air mephits.
Okay.
So they
Yeah.
looked like
They're the little
a really
elementals.
creepy Dracula creature,
Nice.
naked man with a long
That
nose.
just
And I
makes
was just like,
sense.
ugh. No, they are these really cute moth-like creatures with these adorable doe eyes. I just love them so much.
You love the scams so much?
Yes, they're so cute.
I gotta see this.
They
I
are
haven't
cute. Hold
looked
on.
at
I'm
it.
sorry.
Yeah. No, take your time, because when I hear scam, for those who play Elder Scrolls, that's what I think of as the scam, and it is not adorable.
I don't know what that looks like. I played Elder Scrolls like this much.
Yeah, that's funny.
When you become encumbered and can't do anything, I was like, I
That was
can't.
Morrowind.
You
guys
I
know
couldn't.
that. You put the teleport in there and you fill yourself up and teleport because you literally can't walk.
Oh, you're just like slogging.
No fast travel in Morrowind.
I couldn't do it. But anyways, scamps are really cute.
That's
I
awesome.
lost what page
did
they're
not-
on, but
You're good. Mush is good. Oh, thank you,
146.
Mush.
Thanks, Mush.
We got a producer. Yeah.
yeah. Look at her on top of stuff.
So there's one I think that's like purple and
Yeah.
it's fluffy and there it is. Oh, my
my
gosh,
I mean, they
love
are-
it so
they are
much.
adorable.
That
The
looks
elemental
like
scamp.
a Pokemon or
Isn't
something.
it so cute?
And the red wither.
But I really like they are, because the old Mephits, the way they were wrote didn't match like their attitude. Each one's kind of their attitude's based off the element, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But their attitude didn't match their look. They
Yeah,
look
like
terrifying.
Dracula and creepy.
Yeah,
And
but these are perfect. I mean, because in real life, if this small fire scamp flew up to me, I would probably pee my pants.
Yeah, right.
But then there would be a moment like, oh, he's so cute. Ah!
Before I'm dead. I'm on fire.
But I do like that change.
Yeah.
Honestly, most of the changes
really cool.
I feel like they put.
That's a pretty drastic one too. Completely changed the style. Rex exists in both worlds.
No, look at, he's in both rooms. So I don't know. I mean, that's. I think it's fantastic. I love what they're doing.
I love it too.
I like that they listen. I feel like they're listening to their players too, like lowering aid. You know what I mean? Like as part of the whole remaster. Mm-hmm. So it's fantastic. And then like I've said 100 times, their art. You can't beat this art. You know, like you show this to a player.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, and this creature shows up. They're like, whoa. You know, it really helps bring it all in. So
yes.
Well done, 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖘, again.
Thank you very much.
And I think that you did mention it, but they lowered the AC of a lot of creatures just a little bit, especially for the lower leveled ones. Because,
yeah.
You know, we don't want to TPK everybody.
Yeah, well,
it's more friendly for new people who
don't
don't know what's going on, don't know how to optimize their character, or how to use them yet.
Whoa.
You know?
We don't use optimization. We are role players. No min-maxing anymore.
But we do love min-max.
We do love min-max, the podcast.
Yeah, but they also had, because I'm just at the beginning of it, they got the setup for changing on the fly.
Yeah.
Which might be spicy, but you're always changing things on the fly. But changing on the fly by ±1 level, and then they had the whole elite setup.
I love their elite.
The book is just really put together. It's funny. And shout out to Roll4Combat, because I was like, I use Audify to listen to the PDFs because ain't nobody got time. But listening to that, it was very similar to the Roll4Combat books.
Yeah.
Like they just hit it.
They
really
do a good
well.
job. Yeah.
So and I mean, it probably helps that Mark's a part of it, but it was just the flow. I love the Pathfinder books.
Yeah. IOPC Adam brought up a good point, and he would know more because I feel like he's a little older than me, so he's done some of the older systems.
Fighting words.
Methods weren't meant to be nice in the original. They got softened as players got more access to them as summons, which is kind of cool.
Interesting.
But I kind of like that idea. I mean, but that's cute. Be like, I summon.
Oh my gosh,
and it seems Rage of the Elements just came out, so the idea of having elemental creatures that are friendly looking, because you don't want to be terrifying all the time. It depends.
Relatively, yeah.
I mean, you can look cute, but like kill you. You know?
I look cute, but I'm terrifying.
Terrifying. Oh, that's so good.
Cute, but
especially when you're wrestling a pig.
I like wrestling pigs. Well, that's a story for a different time. But if anybody wants to know a story, come to our Discord, join our Patreon, and I'll tell you a story of how one time I lassoed a pig. Right, Michelle?
True story.
You heard it there. And my wife don't lie.
Yeah, when the producer says so, it's canon.
So now I have to tell the story in our Discord later
watch out for it, sporters. I was just thinking too, with that, interestingly, that Adam bringing that up, with the remaster and stuff, that could almost become part of the lore, as quite literally the characters having summons and stuff actually affecting the
that's kind of
in
fun.
That way. That was the first thing I thought of in my head.
That's kind of fun.
Bringing the meta and the characters together. I just love doing that.
Well, even the idea of like, they go back after being summoned, they go back to their plane and they're like, they call us ugly. You know, like the elementals are like, we must change our ways, look prettier.
That's awesome. That's so much fun.
My producer's lawful good. Better keep it together.
It's very true.
So true.
Closest, she is the lawful good that's going to crawl over the rock.
Yes, that
movie.
Yeah. That was a good scene.
Well, I think it's time to clink and drink to that one.
All right.
Well done, 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖘. Clink and drink. All right.
Cool.
Well, the next topic's kind of a fun one for me, because it's something that's my wife and I are working on alongside you guys. But the Binder of Beasties.
Sounds good.
That's what I have on my list.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Deity Drama or Binder of Beasties, but that makes sense. No, Binder of Beasties.
I like Binder of Beasties.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, for you guys who don't know,
link in the description.
For Open Legend RPG, if you haven't checked it out, link is also in the description.
I don't know.
We can put it there. It's free.
OpenLegendRPG.com.
Yeah, go check it out. It's
when you're
awesome.
watching this later, it will
One
be there.
thing that I wanted them to have, a lot of people ask for, is the bestiary. So, in conjunction, obviously, we've been studying bestiaries. Mm-hmm. We are working on a bestiary. So Kickstarter is live right now. We have 12 days.
Sorry, Mustache. He's calling me out in chat.
That's okay.
Carry on.
We'll put it in there. Don't worry, Mr. Mustache. We got your back. Kickstarter is live right now. We are funded. So get up in there. Help us.
It is happening.
It's happening. Period.
100%. We're looking for more money to get better art.
Better
'Cause
art.
The more we can get in, the more we can pay our artists
Yep.
to make some stuff. Jake showed me some of the behind the scenes of the first sketches coming in, and
Yeah. I'm pretty pumped because who doesn't love tokens? Because it's cool about the Binder of Beasties is it's going to be a PDF. So it's going to have the digital files for you to have tokens to use in whatever VTT you want. But I'm also working on making a Foundry VTT. If you have not had a chance, Open Legend Foundry VTT has been getting a lot of love. It's feeling real good to play in there again. And so come check it out. If you want to try an Open Legend RPG game, I'm running some over in Open Legends Discord. So go there, check it out, sign up for the games over there. It's a good time. We have a great time.
It's a great system.
It is a fun system. You know, so check it out. $5. You get a PDF and a Foundry module. That's it.
drag and drop.
Pretty art, drag and drop.
The more people we can get in, spread the word. We're going to be dropping a video when there's at the 7-day mark with Jake and I talking about it. And we're going to record some stuff behind the scenes, which our supporters will have access to. So join the ever-growing forest.
I love it. Cool. I mean, that's it. I just wanted to point it out. Come join our Kickstarter.
It's so
Check
exciting.
It is.
30, you're going for 30 monsters. There is a tier, right?
100 monsters, my friend.
What?
30 fantasy, 30 steampunk, 30 sci-fi, and 10 that are specifically for Open Avenue Studios.
Yeah, I can.
Plus, there are 10 or 15. I don't even remember now. I think there's a couple left. You guys got to get in there, sign out. If you do $30,
I was just going to shout
if you do
that out.
$30, you get your custom monster we make together in the book.
And I did.
That's
I made a
epic.
promise to our supporters in our private Discord. If we get 200% funded, I will make some monsters for it based on some of our supporters. So
Yeah,
there
so
you
get
go.
in there.
That's
$5.
a lot. That's a lot
$5.
of monsters.
Now, at $15, I am doing a one shot. So it'll be
Yes.
a PDF and a Foundry module with a one shot. So check it out. It is a really fun system. 𝕭𝖊𝖘 says, I'm always completely down for exploding dice.
Yeah.
And I will say it's a super easy and intuitive system. I mean, you just got to run a 5-year campaign in this system.
Yes, we
Yeah.
were
I mean-
level 9, and there were so many dice. I pulled out a calculator
I
because
loved
I
it.
exploded
You guys gotta
every
check it out.
time.
No, that was
It's
so
like,
awesome,
this
though, to
is so
watch
much
that just.
math. We
It
hit
was-
our highest number. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
So you'll see.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We are actually going to be doing watch parties because the last 10 episodes of Bomb Squad are coming out. We're going to start doing watch parties in our Discord.
Dan
So
cries.
supporters.
Dan cry.
I do.
I make him cry.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so beautiful, the whole thing.
It's it's done. I'm actually moving the files off the computer over this week, so it's officially
So if you get a chance, go check out Binder of Beasties on Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
Link below.
Yep.
So $5 is all it is for support. The more we are funded, so it's gonna happen. I just want to put more art in there.
yes.
So awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
No, I love it. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Michelle and I are having a lot of fun working on it. So go mush.
So much.
Excuse me. All right, now to move on to back to Pathfinder. I know we're a little off, but
Yeah,
it works
that's all
together.
right. It's a
Best year,
bookend.
yeah,
A bookend, sure.
kind of. Yeah.
It was planned that way.
Dan actually had a much better organized, but Jacob threw a wrench in that one. I got excited.
I'm good.
No, dude, we're
I
good.
just hop on the ride and see where it goes.
We should have. Well, that's okay. It's all good. The God's Reign prophecies from Paizo, Pathfinder 2nd edition, where we're killing off deities.
Dun dun dun.
And I did say deities because rereading things.
What?
They
I
say
don't know
two,
this.
right? Or they say there might
Well,
be more than one.
Some of the lower
You're
deities
right.
might get axed, from what I'm understanding. So I'm really pumped about it. But regardless, we know who's safe.
We know who's safe.
We know. So since the last time we did Druid Stable, 3 have been released.
Yes.
We have 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖘. I don't think we've talked about that one.
Yep.
𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖘 is safe. Sorry, Adam.
It was a good thought.
It was a good thought. The players have to read. So 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖘 is the Prince of Pain. I had a player play a 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖘, or one who worships 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖃. It was very interesting. He wouldn't help anybody that wasn't suffering. And he was a cleric.
Oh, that's a
So it's very interesting because that's kind of, and it makes sense.
Suffering's good for you.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Make you grow.
Yeah. So it's really fun to have that
More
in.
parents. It's good.
Push it to the boundary.
It was really fun to have that as a role play. So it kind of makes
That
sense
is
to me
really
that
cool way to
𝕭𝖎𝖏𝖃
play
safe.
that. Yeah,
You know,
I'm just scared.
I know because
Aaron,
when they were like, "Oh, the next one's going to be charismatic," I was like, "Oh, that's ooh." And then they're like, "Desna." So, I mean, which is great too. Desna's a great one.
Yeah.
I
No,
like
they
Desna, the Great Dreamer. It makes sense because Desna's actually has a lot of power.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I was excited because I do have a lot of players who play as Des Knights.
Yep.
Desnians? Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
both.
I like it though. Desnins. Interesting. Okay. It actually says right here on the website. So
Denizens of Desna.
𝕭𝖎𝖓𝖃,
Yep.
Desna, and then the last one we released was 𝕭𝖎𝖊𝖃.
Okay, yes.
So that is the Master of Masters.
So how many are left?
Well, they're only going to announce one more, from what I understand.
What?
Right.
And then is when they're going to announce.
And then they're gonna axe. Okay.
So it's a lot of pressure
So
because
stressful.
Saren Ray is still on the chopping block.
And
yeah.
like, how can
I know
you?
for us all, that is terrifying.
It's completely selfish because we need her in campaign.
The thing
would
is,
totally change
so
the
I
campaign.
sat with some players. I don't remember which group it was. I know it was with 𝕭𝖏𝖃. I don't know if it was Wednesday or Friday now because, I'm a professional DM. I play with people all the time.
Yeah.
But we were chatting about 𝕭𝖏𝖃 coming up. And 𝕭𝖏𝖃 has a ton of ties. So that's the one who's
Right.
replacing whatever one they cross out. So it's very interesting. Adam just brought up they may cut 𝕭𝖏𝖃.
Lamashu,
Yep.
yeah.
A lich could take her place. But it's interesting the amount of ties that she has. Let me pull her up again. It was just interesting just reading through 𝕭𝖏𝖃's history. And it's like she could plug in either side of good or bad. It's so interesting. Like,
That's
of
why
the
they picked
deities
her,
left,
I'm
if you
sure.
go through and you start kind of looking, you're like, okay, I could see 𝕭𝖏𝖃 stepping in that position.
Yeah.
What's interesting is, from what I understand, they are going to gain another domain. So
𝕭𝖏𝖃's
for whatever
going
one
to?
they're stepping into, they're going to get a domain that's based
Interesting.
off of that one. So I don't know. It's just it's very interesting to me. You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
𝕭𝖏𝖃 is considered a lich right now, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Adam is confirming, yeah.
Yeah.
He said, nah, she a lit, she evil.
Well, yes, but they took away the alignments.
Uh-huh.
So could you imagine in the War of Immortals, they releasing a good lich? I know it sounds completely against everything.
Well, who did that in their campaign? The podcast with the three brothers.
Oh,
their dad.
yeah.
They did good liches.
Shoot.
Three brothers and their dad.
Yeah.
No, they're radio broadcasters. They're fantastic.
Adventure Time.
Yeah, Adventure Zone.
Adventure Zone.
The Zone.
The Adventure
Yeah.
Zone.
And his dad cast Zone of Truth.
Zone
I
of
remember him
Truth,
saying that. I just love how he said it.
It's been done.
Oh, lich. Yeah, she is a lich who hates being a lich.
So
like-
thank you, 𝕭𝖏𝖃.
Yeah, because it was 𝕭𝖏𝖃 and I chatting about this, and it's the whole thing is like interesting. Like, where is she going to get plugged in all of this? It could end up on either.
Which again goes back to like Adam's thought of 𝕭𝖏𝖃 because she could have replaced
Easily.
Torment. She like
Yeah.
her existence then is Torment
Yeah.
in a way. Oh well, it was a good thought.
Well, that's the thing. Part of her becoming a deity is canceling her lichdom, right, Adam? I mean, so Adam just said there are ways to not be a lich anymore if you don't want to be one.
Oh, interesting.
So, because that was something I
redemption
said
arc.
exactly, which would be really cool. I don't know. I'm so excited about the War of the
But
Immortals.
not Saren
That
Ray.
sounds like Saren Ray.
You're not allowed to. No.
No, but
I say no.
dude, it's gonna be Saren Ray.
I don't know.
Stop.
Yeah, but Saren Ray's against undead,
Right.
and 𝕭𝖏𝖃, but she
is-
was undead. Can you become unlife?
I mean, I suppose.
Read life.
It's a real life. I don't know. We could talk about this all night because
I
like
know.
I'm excited about the War of Immortals. I think it's going to be a really fun book that's
Yeah.
really going to drive the whole story forward. It's going to open up legacy characters, if I remember correctly, or like the next level. I love the joke idea of 𝕭𝖃𝖃 dying. Poor 𝕭𝖏𝖃 inherits a domain from it and just gets popped in a cage as a result.
That's pretty funny.
That is terrifying. Poor woman. Oh man.
My personal joke is I love 𝕭𝖊𝖘𝖊𝖘. It's just like, why not just, you already did it once to those people. Let's do it again.
Just do it again. Just make them run through it.
Keep killing them.
Re-dead. The screaming gets me. Oh. So I don't know.
Makes me scared, but
Excuse me, guys. Sorry.
We'll flow with it.
Whatever it is, we'll have fun with it. Well, because that could be a lot of fun for our party conventions,
yes.
So
you're right. It'll make great. It's going to be a great story.
The anxiety
If you don't know
real,
what Party
though.
Confessions is, you have to get onto our Discord to find out.
True. And for our supporters, we are working on it. We're tearing down Bomb Squad, and that wall is going to turn.
The wall that was behind Ryan and Zach.
It's going to turn into the Dawnflower Library.
Into the Dawnflower Library.
And if you don't know what the Dawnflower Library is, come play some Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Hit me up. We'll run the beginner's box. You'll learn all about the Dawnflower Library and all about Saren Ray, and then we'll kill her. Just kidding. But
no, Rex suggested we go on a campaign to bring her back.
I love it.
Nailed it.
Boom. Done.
Yes.
Well, that's what's cool about this. Obviously, at your own tables, you can edit and change things as you need to. So if you want to create a campaign where you go back and revive Desna, why not? I will help you write this campaign. I mean, come on, let's do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
But hopefully it's not Saren Ray. I think it's a Desna, but hopefully it's not Saren Ray. What do you mean you're down for Saren Ray dying? Shove off, 𝕭𝖊𝖘𝖊𝖘.
It would make things
He's betting 𝕭𝖊𝖘𝖊𝖘 from the start. He has.
I think that would be so funny.
It would be funny. I just don't know. I really don't. Like I
have
can
no
see
idea either. Yeah.
We can get off this topic,
Yeah,
but
it's fine. It's fun. It means they did a good job too, from like a marketing standpoint. So my only question still is that, as far as I understand, the Starfinder stuff doesn't affect it at all. Which
we'll see what happens.
I know. I'm sure they've got it.
They've got some kind of plan. Well, they just didn't want people looking at all the Starfinder deities,
right? Which
and
makes
being
sense because you've kind of written yourself into a corner, a little, doing the future, right? But not necessarily. Things could change.
We'll see what happens.
So I'm curious if or how, because Starfinder 2nd Edition, that's coming out kind of in conjunction with this, like.
I'd have to double check the date, but I don't know. Pumped about it. We are going to cover some of that for sure because
absolutely
it's backwards compatible.
Yes, right.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we did a Druid's table about it a while ago. Check our Druid's table.
I love it. I love the idea of being on a starship, landing on a planet that has no idea that there's stuff up there in the sky, and you're on a magic planet like Galarian,
right?
Where it's all Howl of the Wild or Awakened Animals like Redwall.
Just get it all in there.
It just boom, boom. It's just like this
Jake
whole
just put
it all together and balance it.
We seem to do that a lot with our stories.
I know,
we do.
Jacob's Lab.
Yeah.
We had
Even in Bomb Squad we did it.
Bomb Squad.
Well, that's where Open Legend does do it nicely, but it's kind of fun to have a Starfinder system where it combines nicely. Because Starfinder 2nd Edition lore is a blast to read through. Their planets are fun.
Yep. And shout out Mr. Moral Compass, guys connected with the community build of Starfinder 2nd Edition, and I know they've had input in some way or another.
I think they've been part of it.
Yeah, because they.
I don't know for a fact,
it was
they closed it all
they
up.
Closed it down and said we're sending stuff off. So I'm gonna say that was great. You guys can check that out where we played a fan-made version of Starfinder 2nd Edition before they started talking about it officially.
So cool.
So yeah.
And I love IOPC. Press X to doubt for
yes,
for the future. Awesome. So, one more thing, news-wise, that I wanted just to point out a little bit, which I think is interesting, is the Paizo Connect and Roll20.
Oh yes,
Roll20 and Paizo's relationship, possibly 𝕭𝖊𝖘𝖊𝖘 used to be able to roll. Connect, Paizo Connect with your Roll20, get a discount when you ordered stuff through it, and you could import it into Roll20. It's interesting that partnership seems to be dissolving. Yes. So it's very interesting to me to see what happens with Roll20 and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, I'm a Foundry guy. Love Foundry VTT.
Yes.
Pathfinder 2nd Edition of Foundry is unbeatable, and I think that's really what it comes down to.
It's 100. You're 100% right with the unbeatable and Foundry.
You can't. They got everything so automated. Those people are on point. It is
easy.
Beautiful. It feels good. It makes running the system so crisp. I don't stress out about the rules. They're all there. Most of it's automated for me. So we just focus on storytelling and killing things.
I'll shout out another one of our videos where we had Stephen Glicker and Mark Seifter?
Yep.
Yes, I always want to say Seifter join us with Scrap from the Squirrel Plays, and we played, what was it, a level 11?
Yeah.
and Scrat's never played Pathfinder before.
Yeah, and he did it well.
It was
and
no
that
problem.
Foundry
And
just
Foundry makes it so easy.
all the rules are right there, drag and drop.
Right.
And that's why I'm building my modules as we do stuff in Foundry VTT.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to see Open Legend blow up in Foundry VTT because it is a perfect system. But just to bring it back, there is an article out there. It's on Roll20. You guys go check it out. Just type in Paizo Connect and Roll20. You'll find the article. I just want to bring up as like kind of a news thing. It'd be interesting to see what happens there with the relationship.
Yes. And I'm conspiracy theory stuff because why not? Is D&D Beyond is connecting with Roll20 in some way, right?
No.
No.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
They were building their own VTT.
Right, D&D, because isn't that kind of like, I've gotten lost in it with D&D 2024, everyone's kind of calling it.
Listen, we don't talk about that, all right? So D&D Beyond, though, or D&D, I should say, just partnered with Foundry and is now
that's right.
fully upgraded their Foundry VTT. I'm actually a little concerned for Roll20.
Right.
Because everything's shifting towards Foundry VTT. So I am curious, because and it's still integrated well with Foundry VTT. Or with Roll20, there's a module or an extension you can use to connect your D&D Beyond to Roll20 and stuff like that. So it makes it very smooth and stuff like that. So that's still there, but
it's really interesting.
It is really interesting
because especially Jake started with Foundry in the early days of Foundry.
I backed it when I first saw it because I was like, this is a product that I
really
see
cool.
as beautiful because you can make your table as simple as you want or as complicated as you want.
Right.
I mean, they even have 3D tables out there. I mean, we've looked into them a little bit. But,
yes. Shout out to K9 Cop. Jacob was telling me.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll see this. But
Brian, yeah, he does. But
that's really interesting, though. Yeah, maybe it is Roll20.
Nerds. Thank you, Homer Simpson. We are very much nerds.
100%.
100%.
Is it really? I have Rumble chat up. Is that
he's somebody just scream nerds at us on YouTube. I love it.
I love it so much.
We make that just as a compliment, man. You warmed my soul up.
So should we talk about the upcoming RPG stories?
Well, that's what transition's nice.
Yes.
Talk about 3D tables, virtual tabletop, stuff like that. Dan, you want to take this one?
Sure. RPG Stories from Brave Alice Games will be launching their Kickstarter, Wrath of Devs, on April 16th. I can't remember the exact time in this moment, but April 16th. And we have the privilege of playing 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖊𝖘. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Apologies for not. But 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖊𝖘, I think he's the head creator for RPG Stories.
I think so, yeah.
Underneath Brave Alice Games is going to be running myself, Scrat from Squirrel Plays, and Wes from DM Tales, possibly Tyler from MinMaxed. So he's going to run us through a game in RPG Stories, which Mush, if you can.
She does have it up.
Perfect.
Yep. She's nailing it.
It is.
Kristen's
so
really
cool.
excited about it.
I'm so excited because I love video games, and this is like meshing video games and RPG.
I mean, Scrat's video hit it.
I was just gonna say, shout out to Scrat from Squirrel Plays. Check him out on YouTube. He did a video where he talked about this could be this. It was a really interesting video comparing tabletop and video games and all the spaces in between. It's really interesting. So it's full 3D modeling you can do in there. You can bring in 2D models as well.
And you can export 2D models also, I believe. I got to double check that. But
that sounds right.
Yeah.
So this Kickstarter, they already, their first Kickstarter was to make it, and now it's available. The second Kickstarter is for updates, upgrades to the whole system. It's through Steam, and there's a whole community section where people are building stuff in RPG Stories, and then you can use them.
Yeah, I mean, even the test stuff that you get, because we have it. I've been in it.
Yes.
Looked at it. It's beautiful. Like, it is so beautiful. It is elaborate. There's a lot you can do.
Reminds me, shout out back to saying Elder Scrolls. It kind of looks like Elder Scrolls video game.
It does have that
Of course,
feel.
you can do modern. There's sci-fi. Scrat was building on one of his streams, and he just dropped a TIE fighter in the middle of his medieval setting.
Well, there's a dice roller in there, too.
There is a dice roller.
So it's nice. You can play right in it. You know,
Yes.
and you can...
I wish...
Go ahead.
I wish it was a little bit more like Foundry, though, where it wasn't just your rolls and you have to do
there's
every
no
individual
game systems
roll.
integrated.
I wish that you could just be like, I roll this for my character.
Support their Kickstarter, and maybe we can
I
encourage
really hope
this.
that happens, because that would be really awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful product. I mean,
Yeah.
especially for the hobbyist that really wants to wow their friends.
Yes.
This
It's
is
like I love The Sims. It's kind of like that. You're like, I'm gonna build everything.
Because you really want it's really fascinating. I've only been watching the demos and stuff. I haven't messed around with it, so I'm trying to actually be totally newbie for the experience on the stream.
Yep.
So we'll be streaming April 17th with 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖘, and he's going to run us through that, and we'll see what happens. I don't even know what system we're playing in yet or anything.
It's going to be fun.
Because they have some pre-built sort of adventure paths in there. Check them out, rpgstories.net, of course, link in the description below. And then when we're streaming, we'll have a link directly to their Kickstarter. So it's fascinating. We were talking about it before. Kristen's really into it. And I'm like, oh man, there's so much you can do. But it's like a lot. So
Well, I think that's what happened to me when I loaded it up. It was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, where do I start? So I just loaded the preload stuff and kind of swam around in it. Is the best way to explain it. You know, like kind of checked it out. And I was like, whoa, this is really impressive.
Chris and I started talking when we were prepping for tonight of how it may be hitting a different generation of gaming, possibly. And it's again with Scrat's video, I think he hit on it too, of this mixture of video game and tabletop. Because I can see some people not liking this kind of thing, wanting to go back theater of the mind, pen and paper as much as you can, which something like Foundry allows you to have that balance. Because obviously, there's nothing beats being at a table.
Yeah.
Nothing beats it.
I mean, we get to see this beautiful face.
Exactly. But the fact that VTTs allow us to play with people all over the world, and it's awesome. So
I mean, that's my favorite part is I can connect with people literally all over the world. I mean, I have players, Australia, Brazil, UK.
And it's all through Steam. I'm still learning, so don't take anything I say as canon. But it's all through Steam, so I'm curious about the chat system in there, like how... Would you be on Discord using voice and video?
I mean, Steam does have its own built-in chat.
So I'm just curious if it's like it's going to be targeted because obviously they have a market for this,
right?
Because they've already funded one Kickstarter and they're going on their second, and it's only getting better. I'm just curious about this new group of players that might really want this kind of.
I mean, a lot of video gamers are RPGers, right? Well, TTRPGers. So if you're just trying to draw from that community even more, this is the great middle ground. You know what I mean? Like this is going to cover that. It's pretty. It's got the 3D feel, but you can't beat a game master. I mean, look at Helldivers 2. They literally have an overarching game master who's dictating and helping controlling because you can't beat the mind. Like you can build a video game, but if you got somebody above you giving you the video game feel, so you're still walking your characters, you're still doing your thing through, RPG stories.
Right.
But you have a mastermind behind it all. It's going to have a human element that you can't just recreate with it.
Yes.
It's fascinating.
I like to think, because I'm more of a visual learner in general. So I feel like for me, being able to see my characters, see the place that we're in, really, I see it. I can really be in the character and in the place. While you're very much more in your mind. You're much more imaginative, so you can imagine everything.
Yes.
And you can see it all. Like I can, but actually seeing it on a screen, I'm like, oh wow, like I can actually be here now.
Right.
Like, and see my character and be my character, and there's something.
I mean, what's it going to do for the wargaming community?
That's an interesting point.
Because you could probably build some epic wargaming scenes.
Man.
Think about Warcraft or...
If they get systems integrated like other virtual tabletops, that would be
I should
really
shout out. We should reach out to them and just suggest that. Because that would be...
I think they've talked about it before a little bit.
Yeah. Because that would be really cool.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Check out the stream April 17th.
Yeah.
I'll be posting about that. I'm really excited to see how it goes. Because I have no idea. It's going to be really cool to look at the least. Oh, man, there was something else I was thinking of, but I forget. What? I'm just fascinated by it. We were talking about the different who would be interested in this kind of thing, and Scrat's video is really cool. Oh, were you waving? I thought you were raising your hand.
I was.
Oh, because you're saying you.
Yes.
I told you my brain's a scary place. I'm also comfortable with not fully understanding. So it's fine. That's why I'm okay with the theater of the mind.
I'm very excited for you to try it out, and I'm going to watch it because I'm really excited to see how it turns out. You know what I mean? Like it is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And if you can bring that to your table where you can take your mind and put it in a 3D world to share with others, I mean, that is a nice balance there.
And Scrad talked about, too, just using it for, like, his books. He wants to build some of the places in his books to help him describe it more and stuff. I thought that was really cool, too.
See, that's,
so it's got
I think he's a visual learner, too.
Yeah.
Listen, and I got to say that the Kickstarter for just to change the subject here, Binder of Beasties, it has been hit a couple times since we said something. So thank you.
Thank you. Out there. We want art. We want real.
Christopher Gresham specifically.
Aww.
Bones!
Bones!
But yeah, I'm excited to see. We have a lot. I mean, so many things going on. So April 17th, we get to watch that.
April 17th. Yep.
We'll get to see how pretty that is.
Yep. 9 p.m. Eastern.
The
I'll be
magical
posting
effects
links.
are super cool.
Yeah, there's so many effects. I assume we're going to do one of the pre-made modules they have, because they have a couple like adventure path sort of things in there. So
interesting. You could use models to have Batman, Wolverine, Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah, because you
Spider-Man.
can like bring in your Hero Forge.
Oh, that's right. I forgot your
Minis
file.
images,
Yeah, yeah.
The 3D print file. Or
Oh
whatever.
yeah. That's right. Adam's taking a look at it too.
Yeah. So it's very interesting.
It is. Yeah. See, for me, because I run so many games, prepping all of my games in that table space, I think would be a challenge for me to do until I got
it's
more
GM
proficient
heavy.
with the system.
Yep. For sure.
But to offer my players that, I think some of them would
right.
die. Like it would be beautiful.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested to see where it goes with. Anyways, I'm interested to see how to experience it, and also the market for it it's just fascinating.
Sorry,
And
guys.
it's interesting because I ran a game for my brother-in-law who streams gaming, video games, and PC games and stuff. And all those guys wanted to try RPGs. They had never experienced it before. You know, when they say RPG, they think like Elder Scrolls or something like that. So they had a blast. So there might be this younger generation. Now I'm feeling older again. But
We're vintage.
we're vintage.
How is that?
I know. Join our Discord.
Join our Discord
Why?
now.
Who said that?
When I saw it, I just rolled my eyes.
I couldn't.
I didn't even react to it. I was like,
We're
ridiculous.
vintage. But it's just interesting incorporating that, and I'm just really curious to see what goes. Because we were also talking about. See, I was gonna look it up ahead of time, and I didn't. Professor Dungeon Master is sponsored by another system that's like 3D. But it's
I thought it
more
was
of,
Dungeon Alchemist, but
I think you're right.
That's one I use.
So there's other ones out there. I just haven't looked into it enough. So hey, let us know in chat if you've seen.
but they're
some other
different.
one.
You know, Dungeon Alchemist
Right.
is much different than
Very
RPG
different look,
stories.
Very different.
Well, you don't play in it either.
You don't-
That's
oh,
just map.
interesting.
Well, you can play in it, but there's no dice roller, stuff like that.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Chicks are getting feisty.
That's
I don't
okay.
know. What's happening over there?
I don't know what he's sponsored by. It's not coming up quickly, but
That's all right.
excuse me.
But it looks really cool.
It does.
I'm excited.
I'm really excited to play. I'm so grateful that someone who knows what they're doing and has created it is running the game for us. So
Yeah.
we'll get the real experience and see. Scrat's getting pretty comfortable with it, so I think we'll have a nice range of people's comfort levels. I'll just be the newbie that doesn't know what's going on.
I mean, the Scratch thing was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he made it look kind of easy too, in a way.
Yeah, I'm sure he's smarter than
Smarter than us.
Yeah.
I think he's younger. He's not vintage.
Yeah, he's not vintage. That's why. we're a fine wine. Don't ask us to do
better.
I'm
that.
not a
Vintage.
wine. Look at me. I'm a vodka.
You're a porter.
Oh,
Shout out Bomb Squad.
I know. Oh, so
anyways.
good.
All right.
Cool.
I think, I mean,
Any,
that's my list.
Yeah,
I mean, I always have more to talk about.
absolutely. But what do you think? Kristen's good.
Of
Yeah.
course, if there's anything you guys want,
Yeah.
as viewers, hit us up. I mean, let us know on Patreon what.
April's going to be a little wonky for the rest of our streams because we got 𝕭𝖊𝖘 next weekend. So what's up?
We're gone
No,
every
just-
weekend this month.
Mr. Mustache doing Mr. Mustache
Oh,
things.
what is
No, he's not in our chat. I mean,
Oh.
he could be in our chat.
Oh, is it in Discord?
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to know what great
No,
mustache.
it's in direct message. You're not going to see it.
Oh, spicy. All right. Shout out Great Mustache, openlegendrpg.com.
I am in chat. We know you are in chat, but what you sent was not in chat. It was directly to me, Mr. Mustache.
It's making him blush. Now I'm curious.
Well, you know.
behind this, hey, become a supporter. We'll talk about it behind the scenes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
All right, let's
All
do it. So we'll do that.
Let's just say Binder of Beasties just hit 650. So, I mean.
Dude, yeah. Thank you guys so much. I'm telling you, I would love to hit 750. Again, if we hit 1,000,
I know.
I gotta get to work.
Make it happen,
let's
people.
do it. Make it happen.
I
Make me
love
work. Make me suffer.
I'm excited. Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Whew.
Yeah.
I got blushy on that
Look
one.
at that.
Woo!
Let's do this. We're gonna get
So
some
when's our
real
next
art.
one of these?
Well, Michelle and I are going to
yes.
do one.
Yes.
Yes.
On, I want to say the 20th. Hold on. Let me pull the
Yes,
calendar.
that sounds right.
20th. So in 2 weeks, Michelle and I are going to do another Druid's table. We are going to actually talk a little bit about Daggerheart.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
We're going to talk about some other things too, probably mostly Daggerheart. But Michelle Mush, the producer for tonight, is reading the PDF.
Oh yeah.
Right, Mush? She has it downloaded on her phone. But if there's something else you want us to cover, seriously join. Or if you're part of the Discord, hit us up in there and be like, hey, listen, Jacob, I really want to see you guys do this. I know, and Dan, I have not mentioned to you, I've had multiple requests for us to try out the board game.
Oh yes.
The original Divinity
Yes.
Hero.
We got
You know.
I got to figure out the right camera
Yep.
setup for it, but I would love
Is
to
that
do
the one
that.
you unboxed?
Yeah.
The big-
people really
the
want
big
to.
box?
I've had a couple people really want to see it.
Yeah,
So
we definitely want to do that. We are traveling a bunch this month.
Correct.
So we'll
Yeah.
definitely going to do that. And I want to figure out a good camera setup because we want to do a couple more of those board games and card games. Figure out how to stream it right. It's just tricky.
Ooh,
Also, we got to
even-
get the chicks out.
even
to see.
Mr. Mr. Blue Frog, Mr. Greshams, huge fan of video games, and would love to see a board game played.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Yeah, we got to do it.
We got to do it. We're gonna make it happen.
Awesome, guys.
Yeah. So then we might try to stream at 𝕭𝖊𝖊𝖘. I don't know, but definitely we'll make some videos there.
Yep.
And it's gonna be a blast. So hopefully we see you there. That is in the 𝕊𝖊𝖊𝖃, New Jersey area. 𝕭𝖊𝖊𝖘.com. Check it out. Join us there. And again, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, Jacob and I are at Millennium Games out in around Rochester, New York. So if you're a local to us, come join us for a Pathfinder 2nd edition raid on a Goblin Island stronghold.
You know what? I had boars on that island. I should take them off.
Why would
Just
you?
one.
One
Just pick
boar.
One.
Crit fail,
Chris isn't
they end up with a
here,
boar.
so it's
They gotta find a boar.
They,
But I mean, picture a goblin riding a boar.
absolutely.
I mean,
oh yeah.
come on, guys, you want to see that?
Yeah, you
you
do.
want to see it. You know it. Oh man.
𝕭𝖊𝖘 wants to see it running right at him.
Well, in our
Smiling.
Sorry, Chris 𝕭𝖊𝖘. I am hitting you with a boar riding goblin who's a cleric of 𝕭𝖊𝖘𝖃. 𝕭𝖊𝖃𝖃.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I love it.
Man, that boar could.
He's getting excited. We gotta go to behind the scenes now. This is too spicy for the. You gotta pay to see this. But truly, yes, we will be doing that, and then the weekend after that. So April will be a little wonky, but then in May we're gonna get back into a regular thing. Druid's table will be every other Saturday.
Be careful, young man. 𝕭𝖊𝖘's talking smack.
Yeah, he's
sorry.
I'm not keeping up.
Oh man. Yeah.
All right. I think that's it. We'll be the off Saturdays. We're gonna try to always be streaming Saturday at 9, barring any kind of travel like we have to do, 9 p.m. Eastern. And so on the off days, I'm gonna start building some maps for a potential more Kickstarters.
And I might be there for some of those.
Yeah, if
because
you
I
have
would
the
like to
time.
be. I mean, I have some maps too that I could
So we're gonna have like a chill. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like maps and chill.
come hang out with us.
Yep. Very
Starting
cool.
in May.
I might talk about some entertainment stuff while I'm making maps too, because I got a lot to. Jake's like, nah.
He can have that.
Yeah, I'll get spicy. Let's go.
I like it when you get spicy.
Yeah. So, anyways, there's some cool animes that have been recommended that are D&D inspired.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's one where it's like a
So
gelatinous cube or something, or
it might be. I think it's There's one called 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖊𝖘.
Is there really?
Yes.
See, I've been out of the anime so
I'm-
long.
I know.
Just told about
We were
this.
just
Now we're
told-
like, what?
So
have
I'm
to
gonna
look
check
into
that
it.
out. It's supposed to be really well written.
Okay.
Shout out in chat if you know what I'm talking about. It actually kicked Brotherhood, Alchemist, Full Metal Alchemist.
No
out of the
way.
top seat.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Full Metal Alchemist.
I know.
Interesting.
The Full Metal Alchemist boards are kind of lighting up with like we got. I don't know if it's still like. Don't quote me that it's still currently in
It's
first
just
place.
called 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖊𝖘.
I believe so. As
Hey,
far
Mush,
as
put that on our watch list.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh yeah, reincarnated as a slime. Rex, is that any good?
Oh, is that a
You
different?
literally, I think that you follow like a slime who got reincarnated, and like
sounds
there's
really
dungeon people. I don't
familiar.
know. I haven't watched it, but I heard like 20 people suggested it to me because I'm a dungeon master. But
Anyways,
Was
I
it?
might get spicy complaining about Western media, and we'll talk more Eastern media.
𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖆 has mimics.
𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖆 has mimics.
well, I mean, it is. It's D&D.
Right.
𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖆
I
is
know.
D&D.
It's just-
Because he kept saying it, and I was like, man, that sounds really familiar. And
Well, don't give up on the mimics, people. Roll for Combat
I
has
love
them.
Roll for
mimics.
combat. Roll for
You,
combat.
well, then play as a mimic.
All right. We're
Yeah.
getting
Sorry.
into behind the scenes content. I think we did this. Shout out Druid's Table Monsters. Check it out. Monster Core from Pathfinder. Keep tabs on the Deity Drama. There is one more deity left to be called Safe. And then we will find out who dies shortly thereafter. And support the Kickstarter Binder of Beasties for Open Legend. Support Jacob. He is putting this together. Let's get some awesome art in there. The more funding we get, the more we can throw at artists. Just throw that money right at artists. So that's what we would like to see.
She's a great artist, so I would love to
Yes.
throw money at her.
Yes. Perfect.
Yep.
Shall we?
This is where we clink and drink.
Clink
and drink.
drink. We will see you later. 𝕭𝖊𝖆𝖊𝖘.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.